So far, we've looked at some of the basics of HTML. We've looked at some common tags and also some little more advanced tags like table and images. In this video, we're going to look at HTML attributes in depth, and also we'll look at file paths. File paths are not specific to HTML. This is specific to programming in general, and we will be using file paths extensively as we progress further in programming, even in HTML. So let's get started. So this is the basic structure of a HTML attribute. You see here that this is the tag, and then this is the attribute name, as it says here, and then this is the attribute value. So you can see the gray indication here. This is the element. The entire element is here. This is the start tag, and this is the end tag, and within the start tag we have the attribute. So this entire thing is called an attribute, and within that we have the attribute name and the attribute value. And attributes are only present in the opening tag or the start tag, and you can have more than one attribute in a single opening tag. So let's look at some examples. Here you can see that the attribute name is red and bold, and the attribute value is blue and italicized. So you can see here that src is the attribute name, and the value is this file path. Align is the attribute name, and left is the attribute value. Like this, we have some examples here, and here's an example for multiple attributes in a single tag. So you can see this is the name of the tag, and you have 4 attributes here, and you can have unlimited numbers of attributes in a single tag, each with its own specific purpose. You don't need to focus on the name of these attributes. We'll look at some of these later on, but for now I just wanted to illustrate that it's possible to have multiple attributes in a single tag. So attributes are fairly simple, and we will be using it a lot as we move forward. Now coming over to file paths. File paths are basically the address to a certain file. Okay, the file path is also an alternate name to file location or file address. File path is just a way to figure out where a particular file is. So before we look at file paths, there are a couple of terms that you need to understand. One is the directory, and another is the current working directory. So directory simply means a folder. You may have heard of the term folder in basic computing classes. Folder is just a collection of files. It's a space in the hard disk where you can put several things together, and a directory is just a name for it. Current working directory simply means that the current directory that you're in. So a folder can have several folders within it. Whichever folder you are in at the moment is called the current working directory. So there are 2 different kinds of file paths, or rather 2 different ways of specifying the file path. One is the absolute file path. When you specify this as the file path, you can basically use it as a file location regardless of which directory you're in. So the other kind of file path, which is the relative file path, is in relation to the current working directory. So where is this particular file in relation to the current working directory? That is the essence of a relative file path. So relative file path is just the path of the file in relation to the current working directory. And this is an example of it. Now let's go and have a look at some of these examples. So in the desktop, I have a certain folder called HTML, and within this I have another folder called inside HTML, and within that I have inside HTML, and inside that I have inside HTML, and within that I have a document and another folder called images, and within that another image. So I've just given this kind of a structure for the sake of representing how things are in the real world, where you'll have a folder within a folder within a folder, and there may be some file within that interior folder which we need to reference. So let's assume that we want to use the image in here in this HTML file. Let me open this file as well. So this is the file, and I have an image in the body, and here I want to provide the location of the image file that I want to use here, and that image file is over here right now. So what I can do is I can basically right click on this image, and here I can copy this, and then I can paste it here, and this basically gives the location only and not the file name included. So I'll also copy the file name, add a backslash here, and then add this, and then I'll save it. So now I'm going to open this file. So you can see here the HTML page is opened. So this is basically the sample document.html page, which is what we have here, and it has opened the image file properly. Okay, this is the absolute file path that we've used now. Now if you look at the address for this, it starts from the C drive. Okay, so to understand this file path, you need to know that the hard disk is a physical drive, and within that there are these partitions, and C drive is a certain partition. So if you look at this, here you have the C drive, the D drive, and the E drive. So in Windows, C drive is typically where all of the system files are and where your desktop is, and you can see that our image is actually in the desktop. So it's inside C, users, and then the username, and then desktop, and then HTML, inside HTML, like this it goes on. So basically it has a backward slash, the name of the directory, and another backward slash, and whatever is inside that directory. So like this it goes on until it reaches the actual image. So this is the absolute file path example. Now for the sake of readability, let me format this into word wrap so that you can see all of the file here, and I'm going to specify the height of the image to be 300. So I'm going to specify the height of the file to 300 pixels so that you can see everything. Okay, now we have the absolute file path example. Let's create a relative file path. So I'm going to create a horizontal ruler here, and I'm going to copy paste this line. So we're going to reuse this, and instead of the absolute file path here, delete that, and I'm going to write the code for the relative file path. So I'm going to say, and let me save that and refresh it. So here you can see that this is the absolute file path and this is the relative file path. Let's explain what this is. So in a relative file path, this particular dot simply means the current directory. Okay, so that would be this one. And within this, there is a folder called images, and within that, there is the library.jpg image. So here, the current directory and then the images and library. This is how this image is being rendered. Now, if you look here, the current directory's name is called inside HTML, and this whole thing is being replaced by this dot. So that is the significance of a relative file path. And between an absolute file path and a relative file path, it is always preferable to use a relative file path. So there are some advantages to using the relative file path. For example, if you look here, this whole thing, the image and the HTML file is present inside this particular folder. So let's go to here, and what I'm going to do is, let me first close these, and I'm going to cut this folder and then paste it here. So we're basically relocating the folder that contains the HTML and the image file. And now if I go inside here and then open this file again, you can see that the absolute file path image is gone because it was referencing the image with respect to where the C drive was. Okay, so let me open this in the notepad again. So you can see here that this particular file path is no longer valid because we moved this folder that contains the image and the HTML file to the desktop. But if you look at the relative file path, it's still working because we are referencing it from the current directory, and the current directory has been moved, so it will automatically assume whichever the latest location for the current directory is. So this is the advantage of using a relative file path. I hope this is clear. And moving forward, any HTML file that we work on, it's highly recommended that you use relative file paths. Please like and share this video if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon to get updated on latest videos. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.